Welcome back to Lift, Shoot, Hunt. Please go like and subscribe. Help the channel grow. The more it grows, the more these videos, I'm doing, feel like I'm doing something right in the world. So, like I said, please go like and subscribe. Hey everyone, welcome to the shop. Today we're going to talk about the Beretta A300 Patrol for home defense and why I chose it. And it's kind of, everybody talks about ballistics, 223 tumbling, going through walls. Yeah, we're not going to get into all that. And I don't have the funds to do all the different testing like some of these other people do. You can go out there, there's plenty of videos on it. I chose it, one, because Mrs. Lift, Shoot, Hunt probably has more time than behind the shotgun than anything else. The recoil is somewhat manageable. You've probably heard people argue, well, it's only 8 rounds. Well, most of you old crackheads or thieves or whatever, you bust off 1 or 2 12-gauge buckshot, if there's any more of them, they probably going to leave. If not, well, it's going to be a bad day for somebody. My life, I don't have to worry about nothing crazy. I don't live in no too crazy of an area where I'm going to need more than 8 rounds, 7 rounds. Some people out there, their previous lifestyles, careers, whatever, may dictate that a little different mine. But for me, it's not. The range on it, we'll go out here after a while and do some shooting, kind of see what it's going to do at 10 yards, 20 yards. I checked in my house, the longest shot, and it would have to be a perfect circumstance, is about 18 yards maybe. And that's probably never going to happen, more than likely 8, 9 yards. And I went with the A300 Patrol. It's somewhat affordable compared to, your Beretta 1301, or definitely compared to the Benelli M4. And there's nothing wrong with them. They're battle proven. Be drugged through sand and mud and swamps and stuff all around the world. For me, this is more than likely going to sit, next to the nightstand or in somewhere close reach, and the worst that's going to happen to it is probably going to get a little dusty. I paid for this with my own money. I'm not going to go out and throw it in my pond and do some sort of torture test like you see. There's probably videos on that. It's a very proven gun. Some law enforcement, I'm sure some military use it. I think it's a great gun. It's a great buy. You look around, you can catch them for, I think this one was like around 800, 750, 800. This one is the one that has the choke tubes. It's like $50 more. There's the LE version. It's just a smooth bore, essentially. No choke tubes. It's like $50 cheaper. Very affordable for what it is. I've already shot this one some. I actually took it out skeet shooting a few weekends ago just to see how many shells I could run through it and make sure it didn't malfunction. I had some old Dove loads from probably 15 years ago. Boxes were deteriorating. Hey, if it'll shoot these, it'll shoot anything. I ran through like 200 about as quick as we could. There's a few of us out there that day. Barrel got so hot you couldn't touch it. Never had a single malfunction. Great gun. It's got the oversized controls there. The release, said it's super grippy. I mean, this thing right here, I wouldn't call it knurling, the texture, super aggressive, easy to get a hold of. This one I think is a 19-inch barrel, easy to get around in close quarters. Got the ghost ring sights, glow. The front one's fiber optic. I don't know if y'all can see that. And I got the ProTac, forgot even what model it is, HLX. Think that was around $100 on like Optics Planet or something like that. Got the little thumb switch up there, momentary switch. I did have to do some filing right here on the stock to get it to lay down in there in the M-lock slots like I wanted to. Had to do a little filing here on the fore end. Like I said, I think it's a great gun. I use this Hornady Black 8 pellet 12 gauge shotgun, double aught buck. It's easy to get. You can go to about any sporting goods store, gun store, whatever, and they're probably going to have that. It's pretty affordable. Like I said, there's other videos out there where people do all kinds of different shotgun shell testing and that kind of stuff at different ranges. I'm not spending all that money. This here will do more than what I need it to. And if I want to go out and shoot it and run out, I can run up to town, pick up a couple more boxes for around 16 bucks. Great stuff. For us, me and Mrs. West shoot hunt, we have other guns. I have a pistol in there, rifles, for home defense as well. But she said if she was going to have to pick up something in a situation, she'd rather pick up a shotgun because it's pretty well point and shoot. Easy. You ain't got to worry about aiming just a whole lot. If you're pointing in the general direction, you're probably going to hit what you're aiming at. If you don't have the $700-800, there's other options out there. I don't have one anymore. I used to, a Maverick Model 88 by Mossberg. You can get them with extended tube. I think they'll hold 7, something like that. You can get them for a few hundred. You don't have to spend a ton of money. If you want something like this old, or it ain't old, it's my wife's 870 little youth model, super short. It'll only hold 4, I believe. Little more if you're female, a little more recoil manageable. Them are, you can pick up for a few $100. Even this old single shot 410 right here. I've had this thing for going on 35 years now. There's no telling how many thousands of rounds this thing's had through it. It's only a single shot. Said you're more than likely going to deter whatever you're shooting at after one. Or even this old Mossberg 835 here. This thing's got a ton of rounds through it. I use this for coyote hunting still. This would even be a great option. You may not have money to go pick up one of them. Everybody's, has to live within their means. If you wanted to hunt and have something for home defense, something like this right here. I mean, I'm not sure what these are going for these days. This one's probably 15 years old. You can probably run around and find one used for little or nothing. It has a fiber optic sight. It'll hold 4 or 5. Said that's a decent option. But for a pump shotgun, just noted that if you short stroke it, it's probably going to have a failure to feed. Ain't going to pick up the next round. That's something to be mindful of. With this one, like I said, 200 rounds the other day, roughly, pretty well back to back. Never had a failure to feed or anything like that. There's Mossbergs out there. I forgot what model number. They're maybe a touch cheaper than this. In the past, I've had some semi-auto Mossbergs had some problems. Said that was many years ago. They may be better now. There's plenty of videos, plenty of law enforcement. Everybody else uses these. They're proven. They're not too crazy expensive. You may have to take one less trip a year if you really need something like this, to be able to afford it if you're really worried about your safety and your home defense, or go out and eat once or twice less a month and you'd have the extra money to go buy it. But I think it's a very good option, very easy to operate, short, holds, like I said, it'll hold 7+1, or you can ghost load it. I did ghost load it just to do it the other weekend, make sure it's going to feed that way. I don't really see a need for it. Like I said, if you ain't accomplished your goal in 8 rounds, it's going to be a bad day. It does come with this little small rail up here if you wanted to mount a red dot. I don't have one on it. I did think about putting one because here where I live, it's a bow only for deer season, and we have a 2-day hunt every year that you can use a shotgun or a muzzle loader. I thought about, well, if this thing will group a rifled slug pretty decent, I may put a red dot on it and use it for deer hunting even. Like I said, you can make this a multi-purpose. I went and shot skeet with it the other day. It did fine. But anyway, we'll go take this thing out to the range, put a few rounds through it, do a little grouping with these, show y'all some grouping with these Hornady black double alt buck here. Like we'll measure out maybe 10 yards, and maybe even go out to 20. Said in my situation, I highly doubt I'll be shooting 20 yards with it if it comes down to it. We'll go out here to the range. We'll run some through it. I think I still have some of them old dove loads. Let's head out here to the range, see what we got. All right, y'all, we're back out here at the range. We're at 10 yards right now. We're going to see what this kind of a pattern it's got first with these Hornady black here. We'll just put one round down there, walk up there and measure it, see what we got. Said this is at 10 yards. This is going to be about your, for me, about your typical range in most home defense situations. All right, that was 10 yards right there. Let's walk up here and see what we got at 10 yards. Y'all excuse my videoing skills. I'm trying to work on it and get better. It'll come with time. There we are, that's 10 yards. Said that's pretty tight group really. So this is 8 pellets. Had one over here, kind of a flyer. But a good majority of your groups right there. Let's see here. We're looking at about a 2-inch spread at 10 yards with, we had one little flyer up there. All right. We'll back up to 20 yards and put another one on this other fresh piece of cardboard I have here and see what it does. All right. Here we are at 20 yards. I had some video malfunction there. I don't know what I did. Said I'm learning. Y'all just gonna have to learn with me. One of these days, maybe I'll have some fancy camera and a cameraman. I highly doubt it, but if you go subscribe and like, help share the channel, maybe we will. Said we're here at 20 yards. We'll do a shot and go see what it does. It does have a little recoil for you females that may be looking into a shotgun. You just need to go out and train with it. Let's walk up here and see what this grouping looks like, y'all. Said 20 yards. That's a long shot unless you got a mansion. I do not. Get the phone out of the tripod here. Sorry about that, y'all. All right. Farthest width here, we're looking at about, maybe 8 inches or so for the spread, and that was at 20 yards. They've got a nice kind of a little group here, then all the rest are a couple flyers over here. Let's load this thing up with some old bird shot. Well, I gotta figure out this video and thing. I guess I keep hitting the stop button on accident. Anyway, there was our 20-yard pattern. We'll load this thing up with some old bird shot I got here. Burn her down real quick. Like I said, this stuff here, it's some pretty old stuff. Said this will hold 7 plus 1, or to be more than enough to get the job accomplished. There we are. All right, here's 8 rounds. We'll try to burn it down real quick. This old stuff here is old. So if you got something like this and you run her down, it ought to don't have any malfunction. I say you got you a good shooter. there y'all are, folks. Like I said, please go like and subscribe. We'll get better at this videoing and shooting and get more guns in here when Mrs. Swift Shoot Hunt lets me buy some. Anyway, God bless and y'all stay safe.